Hi everyone, I'm Trojan and this is Gaming Hexa, and welcome to finally episode 7 of my Space Engineer Survival. Just a quick apologies for the delay, which has been about 3 days, give or take, a day or two. Main reason being that I've had all manner of problems from when I first started trying to record episode 7. The game kept crashing on me. I finally figured that out, that it was a mod problem with a mod that I had installed just prior to trying to record, and it just wasn't playing nice with the other mods, so I removed that and it seems to be working fine now. And then immediately after that, my recording software that I use updated and changed a whole mess of stuff, which took me ages to figure out, and basically meant that I couldn't use my mic with the recording software. So I fixed that, and now we're here at this current juncture in our adventure. But that said, a bit has happened, because I have tried to record in the meantime, which was about the time I found out my mic hadn't worked at all. And this is basically what I'd done. I'll show you now. I played around a bit with sensors. Just a small little thing. I built a little mess hall back here, and the bit that I said I would excavate out a bit in here, which I did. Got loads of gold and iron from in here, and I put a little mess hall in here. It's just a basic one for now. It's got all the little utilities I need. Got my little coffee machine. Yep. And I got my little cooker and sink, and I have my fridge freezer. Might stick a couple of vending machines in here later. But this is my little mess hall, and it was mainly so I could put a little sensor up here that covers the room, so when I walk in it turns the light on for me, and as long as I'm in here that light will stay on until I leave the sensor area, and it turns it off. On, off. Lovely. That should help me save on a bit of uranium having lights powered all the time. I changed my little lights up here to blue because the white was a bit annoying, and that was that. I had at some point captured a little worker cargo ship that was flying through this sector, and tore him down into his components and just stuck them into my cargo container, because we're going to need as many components as we can get our hands on for our next bit of a build that I'm going to do. And basically, when I was tearing down that little cargo ship, and subsequently this one will be torn down as well eventually, it's just, you can see it's a bit of a big job to be doing on my own. I could do it. It probably would take the length of an episode to have it done properly, and it's a bit of a waste of time and very boring to watch. But what's not boring is creating something that will do all that hard work for me and incorporating it into the station somehow. It doesn't even have to be incorporated into the station. It can be a separate little sort of satellite station just hovering off in the distance. It could be local. I haven't decided yet. What I was thinking was having a sort of a pit here, like if you could imagine like a dry dock, even though technically this is all a dry dock because it's space. But like, sort of imagine a trench down here, several blocks, and coming across, and then coming up again. So like a trough. And when I drop, let's say a ship in, it'd have to be fairly big. Drop a ship in, and this side of the trough would be made of all grinders, and I mean all grinders, every single last one. And this side of the trough would be a piston that would push a large plate towards this trough, or this side of the trough over here, if it makes any sense to you whatsoever. So essentially what I could do is then have a piston over here that pushes a large gate to the middle, and one over here that pushes another large gate that I'll have to build to the middle. So what you'll have is you'll approach, with your newly captured ship or whatever it is you have, and you would drop it down here, provided it fits, and then just jump out, close the big blast doors behind you so it's then stored underneath, and push another button and the pistons on that side will push it into the grinders over here, and then that should make mincemeat, and subsequently push any components I harvest from it into this conveyor here, which will then feed into the rest of the station. So that is the idea. Of course I have this connector up here to remove any items that might be on cargo containers and stuff within ships, but generally I want an easy way to grind them down. I think that might be the best way to do it. What I might even have to do is extend this out a bit this way as well, and have a bit of a larger landing area over here for the ships that I will need, the logistical type of ships that will be finishing off anything that's left over, or grabbing large bits of debris and pulling them in to here, dropping them in here, and then quickly getting out, landing over here, and letting the grinders do its work. So that's what I'm going to do now. In fact, I'm just going to crack on and get on with it. First things first, I want to build a wall of grinders, which will be the length of this area here, however many blocks that is, and about 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 down. Now that is going to take a lot of work, and I may need to come back to you when I have that done. In fact, let's just crack on and do it. I'll get started anyway. Let's see what I need for grinders. And I think that was enough for 10. Let me just see how many blocks this is. Right, so 10 is 1 row-ish. Right, so we had a short cut away there. I say short, it was short for you, it was by no means short for me. Basically, I've cut out our trough, I've put down our grinders, I've put down the basic piston and plate. Basically said what I was going to do. I've even gone and captured a little ship to test this out on. This one, I believe, should have its name there. I've turned it off. I think it's called Argos, and he basically he repairs things, but I don't really want him right now, and I'd rather torture him. Alright, I've set up a piston here to push this plate here. This is all can be controlled via hotkeys from this cockpit here. What I eventually might do is surround this with glass or something, make it look a bit prettier, or have it so it can all be controlled from the cockpit in there and get rid of this one altogether. And I do want to put some sort of blast door type thing, hatch on top here, but it's such a wide area, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do it, but still make it seem compact. Pistons don't seem to be feasible, and motors as well, so I'll have to think on it a bit, but it should still be functional. The main point of having a door on top would be to stop any bits flying away, and to have somewhere for as a makeshift landing pad for larger ships if I wasn't using this area. So I say we give it a go and see how we do. So you go up here, and we go in. Now what we want to do, we can do it this way. What I'm going to do for now is go into spectator mode. If I press, is it F9? I should be able to control the grinders. It's not using that much power actually, which is really good. Still only using 3.3% of my power, but it does only give me an hour's fuel time. So let's get this piston going. Here we go. I have the piston set to slow, because I don't want it to create so much force that it damages anything. Now it should just push this straight into these grinders and give it a little nudge, and its own momentum. If I was to stop the pistons, and hopefully it doesn't cause so much damage now. If it does, I can quickly reverse the piston, but you can see how quickly that is doing that. I could probably get away with making that piston go a little bit further. I've just got it down as piston pusher. Let's bring it up to 9.5. Confirm. Go to, go again. See, I don't want to go too close, because if these get any closer to these grinders, if I get any closer, I'm going to get killed. But if they get any closer, it's likely that they're going to start getting torn apart as well. We can see that these bits here are fairly close and they're not being ground away at, so I could come that distance again, which is about half a block, so I'll say it's about one more meter. So we'll give that a go. So we could probably bring it up all the way. Yeah, and you see there's a little bit of debris left over, but that's why we then, what I could do is have a door. In fact, let's do that. The idea being that I don't think what's it called now? A blast door on top is massively necessary. I mean, I think something did get away, maybe one little tiny thruster, but and you know what, I forgot to turn off my grinders. Let's do that before I completely kill all the fuel in this place. And then someone could come down and grind these bits away. Oh, I've got a full inventory. But what I would like to do is maybe to facilitate that with people coming in and grinding stuff away, is maybe right here have a door that leads into a corridor that leads back all the way into my base, so that this place, if the blast doors were shut, would be accessible from another area and people could do the sort of clean-up job after the grinding's been done. So if I just quickly drop whatever it is I have, it looks all stone and steel plates and what have you, so let's sort that out. Let's put those away. Let's get rid of the stone, but probably pointless to be honest, because it's useless stuff. If you come around, you'll see this is how I have it set up. Right, there should be nothing in these grinders. No, nothing. If I go to this and say grinders, you see there's nothing in them. All that it's taken away has been dragged away now. All the components have been dragged away to this side, like that, and this whole row will go into this conveyor, and this row to this one, and that one to that one, and they will all feed into each other up into here, and then off, away they go. Bit exposed back here. People could come around here and fiddle with it, so I may try and have to block that off as well. But in the meantime, if you go this way, I'll show you now. Let me pick up, so look, just get that stuff there. Every little counts for all the building I just done. Right, now here, and through here, that should be the mess hall, and the gap is over here somewhere. Here. So what we could have is, if you come into the mess hall, oh hello, if you come into the mess hall, we could maybe mine this little bit out here and have maybe a lift, a piston lift going down into a corridor, which could be, say, it'll go off, or even stairs going off in this direction. And maybe what I was thinking of was a glass corridor, so that you'd have this lovely view of this sort of inside of the asteroid, and then coming down this way over to here and into there with a door. Which is going to be here. Put a door here and have our corridor running along this way. So I think we'll quickly do that excuse me, and we can call that a day for this episode. So quickly does it. Let's get all them steel plates back that we dropped off over here. We're going to need them now. Not as many as we can hold anyway. And what we'll do, let's get the right block for stars. I might just use a slope for the first part. As far as I know, it uses a lot less materials, and all I need it for really is that surface there. Alright, just trying to get these two areas lined up and joining each other. It's shouldn't be too difficult, just need to get through here. Right, small steel tube, metal grid, construction component, interior plate. Right, I think I'm going to leave it there for this episode. I don't want it going on for too long. Right, I think we made some progress there though. We've got a nice grinding area, so we don't have to do all that silly nonsense ourselves of having to grind entire ships down. Obviously some of the larger ships I still won't be able to do it to, but if it's a medium-sized ship and big enough to fit in here, then I think we'll be fine. Right, thanks for watching guys. I'm sorry again for the delay in this episode, but hopefully now that we have everything in order, we can keep them coming. So thank you. If you like, subscribe, and I'll see you next episode. Thank you.